So, welcome back to episode 7. I think it's episode 7 now. Of my road to a 206 kilo bench. I just got on with top set. I'm sure you'll forgive me, but I didn't really feel like doing a whole bunch of talking before top set today. Got my 230 double, and to be honest, it would have been 7.5 if I hadn't nearly lost the second rep down my body. But yeah, it was a shame that the second rep didn't move how I wanted it to. But at the same time, I can catch 230 trying to run down my body and still press it. So ups and downs with all of this. Now, in a previous episode, we talked about what my double would have to have been in order for me to bench 260. And I think the double was 240 kilos or 242 and a half kilos. So we're only 10 or 12 and a half kilos off the double that we need. We now have 3x7 at 8. And if I remember correctly, we're doing 200, which is hilarious to me. If I can get into a good position, it will just be the easiest thing in the world. Because I believe last week was 190 and it moved reasonably well. But there's not really much to say these days about bench. It is very much like a turn up and just lift what I need to lift. I'm definitely still dialing in my form to get to like the penultimate form, my Super Saiyan form. It's coming, it's not quite there. And the nice thing though is I'm having nearly as many good days as I am bad days, whereas in the past it was like 90% of the time it was a bad day, I just had to muscle through. And now I'm getting there and it's feeling better. But yeah, I'll see you for back-offs.
Thank you. Sorry. All right. I put 20 in my head, but I reckon it's probably a bit more. I never look. 28.
Right, well, kind of a bit turbulent there. Only managed to get 200 for 6 reps. First set, the form was definitely not the best, and I ended up hitting the left hook on the descent of my 6th rep, which kind of threw out any opportunity of me getting 7th, which was really annoying. It's not ideal at all. So I went for it again, and although my positioning was better, at this point there's just too much fatigue. Like at this point I've benched 200 plus kilos for 15 reps, 14 reps. It's just hitting me. So for the final set, we're going to drop it down to 180. And then after this, we've still got close grip Larsen. And then it's just accessories, which is incline dumbbell, seal rows, which would just be single arm rows, and then some back. Next week, we're going into kind of like a deload protocol as far as I'm aware. I need to message Joey and ask. And basically just kind of figure out like what our plan is from here. I also need to figure out whether I want to do All England bench. I think it's All England bench or like British bench in March. Whether or not I just want to go and win that, or whether I just want to take some time and just keep focusing on the triple lift, we'll see. I might diversify this year. I might go and take a few titles in bench only, especially now the sync press rule is in. I've kind of talked about this on social media, but like, I don't think there's a single person now in any weight class who benches more than me who can bench to the new rule set. Because as far as I'm aware, every single person that's benched more than me, they all sync press. They're all bigger guys with a slightly higher body fat who can sync it and just fire it out. And the IPF have got rid of that. So I'm unfortunate to say I don't think there's anyone left but me. But we'll see. Maybe, they can adjust their technique and they'll just be able to hold on to that strength, but we'll see. Yeah, so I'll get on. I'll take these 4 plates for a lovely spin. And then we've got some close grip stuff. Nothing amazingly special.
If they look into it, it's a bit vague. Just change it. But I just it's also yeah. That's nice.
All right, that was a very flared position. My feet were further out so that I didn't slide, but now we've just got close grip to do, so let's get on with that. All right, now is technically the start of the accessories, but accessories is a wide variety when we're talking about everything we can do. We're starting with close grip Larsen press. It was funny watching Jerry react to the IPF news. He was like, everybody is on Larsen press maxing. I think I might be safe from that. I've always done some kind of Larsen press because it does help you be a better bencher, makes you more stable. And to be fair, close grip is just a great way to start to really utilize front delt and triceps. For a lot of people, they probably do too much of it. But some people like myself probably don't do enough. Ooh, that's a little heavier than I would have liked. A little bit slower, but to be fair, in the grand scheme of how much bench I've just done, can't really be mad. Still stronger than last week. I think we've got 2 more sets left. Yeah, so 2 more sets, and then we'll be getting on with accessories and everything in between. Right, last week we did a couple of sets of 50, but we ended up dropping down to 40s, I think, to try and get like a really nice deep stretch and like some good range of motion reps. And given how just fatigued I am for today's bench, I'm just going to stick with 44s doing all of my sets, but really focusing on that like good range of motion. I can still feel there's not a comfortable pathway for my bench quite yet. Whether it's just restrictions from lack of mobility or whether it's just not getting the right mind muscle connection. Even on dumbbells, I can feel as I'm pressing, they're not like going into a nice smooth form. They're very like clunky, trying to find stabilization. And it does make it not necessarily weaker, but definitely takes away from that top end and makes every rep more fatiguing than it needs to be. So for my remaining 2 sets, I will try and get that back together. I think there's something to be said for lifting stupid, which is don't focus on your cues, don't focus on how something feels, don't focus on how it looks, just literally sit back and start lifting it. That's what I did for that set. I just stopped thinking about getting my chest in a nice position. I started doing that, and yeah, it's crap, but at the same time, it can work really well for getting you into a natural position, because instead of you artificially changing everything and moving stuff around in maybe a way it doesn't want to, you'll just sit into a place where your body goes, this is where I am most comfortable pushing from. It's why pin press works so well for finding a good pressing position in bench. You let off all that weight, if you're not in the perfect position to press, it'll just slam back into the rack or down your body. Now we've got seal rows, which we don't have at this Pure Gym, but we do have something pretty similar. So this is just a chest supported horizontal row. I've got to say, I did a warm-up set, and the whole cue of like pulling with that scapula first, it's hitting a lot of my back that I've not felt in a long time. So this whole new discovery of how to train back, maybe this is how I finally get a big back. You know, this is the mystical arts that everyone else has known, but I've not. Slightly like gripping over it, it's hitting more of the upper back, whereas like gripping behind it, it's hitting the lower back. I definitely want to get more over it so I can feel my lat, or kind of like my upper teres major minor, my upper lat, where some of my best benching comes from in terms of tension. So getting that kind of over the top shoulder position definitely helps. But got one more set of this, and then I think we're about done. I think there might only be like a set of arms left, but you know, we'll wrap it up quickly. That felt like I was going to get my arms pulled off like a Lego character. Oh, jeez. Okay, that's back done. That felt really good. I felt like I got a lot more activation. That felt fun. Right, the last thing I have isn't actually arms, it's lateral raises, and I know I'm going to get a few questions about this, so pay attention. What you're about to see is a top end weighted lateral raise. All it is a kettlebell that's had resistance band threaded through it and onto 2 handles of light dumbbells. So I've only got like 7.5 kilo dumbbells here with an 8 kilo kettlebell, and what it means is this portion really easy, this portion really hard, and I can feel it in my shoulders really nicely. So that's what it looks like. Now, besides the kettlebell occasionally like scraping my shins, I feel like so much more activation in my lateral head from this, because it kind of, you build a momentum, and then as you get to that point of like maximal contraction, it just loads it, not only with the weight of the kettlebell, but with the weight of the resistance bands. And it adds a really nice resistance profile where something like cable lateral raise doesn't, because you get to here, and at this point if the cable's down here, you've got no resistance here, all the resistance here. And with dumbbell, normal dumbbell, I find that I don't get any resistance in this first portion until I start going parallel to the ground. Whereas this, I've got weight pulling down from the get-go, and then as I get here, the bands are now pulling. Then as I get here, the bands and the kettlebell are all acting against that lateral head, try and pull me back down. And that like combination of resistance profile means I'm hitting every degree of that shoulder flexion all at once, which is very nice indeed. But we'll do one more set and then we'll call it. Yeah, that was good. That feels awesome. And like, again, I know I keep saying it, that whole scapular retraction into the pull, it's just like this brand new realm of mass gaining that I seem to have discovered, because I can feel like my back and lats right now are more pumped than they've been in a long time. Like I'm just notching into that mind muscle connection really well. But all in all, this session's gone really well. You know, there was a bit of like faffing about this morning before we got to the gym, and it started to kind of tick slightly, but realistically, actually I had a really like nice morning in general, and someone very important to me told me resistance is important, or resilience, not resistance, resistance. But yeah, so 230 double. The second rep would have absolutely flown if I just hadn't misgrooved it. There's a lot of issues going on with leg drive. I might just start sticking a mat under the bench again soon. But it's feeling good, it's feeling strong. That's a bodyweight PR and a match double PR. And like I'm feeling big. Charlie, my partner, was telling me she got a video back from March and I was like double that, really chubby face. And kind of like, I got ill. March was when like I had my best squats because I was so big. I got ill, I lost all the weight, and then I've just rebuilt this really nice platform that I'm on now, instead of having all of this useless weight, which did help with squat, but kind of screwed over the other two. So thank you for signing in for, I believe this is episode 6, maybe 7, I forget, but thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed. If you like this, please drop a comment, please like, please subscribe. If you know someone that might benefit from watching some guy lift heavy weights for 30 minutes, share it with them. I hope your lifts stay big, I hope your chest stay small, and I'll see you for the next episode of my road to a 260 bench. Oh, by the way, one last thing. If you're still here, my 230 at a double puts my estimated 1 rep max back at 250. So we're moving in the right direction, people. And it's gonna be very, very soon when I load 6 plates. Let's get it.